Hello and welcome everyone to the Chicago Scholars Virtual College Fair. We are so thrilled to have you today. We've got a wonderful group of institutions here to tell you about their campuses and programs. I just have a few announcements to get us started. Your camera and your microphone are both off, so the panelists cannot see or hear you today. However, you can use that Q&A button on your screen at any time to type your questions to our presenters. You don't have to wait until a certain institution is speaking. If you have a question for any and all of our institutions, go ahead and use that Q&A function at any time. This presentation is being recorded and will be available within about a week at strivescan.com/Chicago Scholars. Make sure you check those out. And keep in mind that this is one of many different sessions. So we've got another session taking place immediately after this event, and then also a full schedule for you tomorrow. I'm going to go ahead and drop the link in the chat for you. I'm also going to drop a link to an attendance session. So if you have not already signed in for this event, make sure you do so. I'll put that link in the chat as well. But now I'm going to kick it off to our main event. So getting us started today, we have Olin College of Engineering. Take it away whenever you are ready.
All right. Hi, everyone. My name is Victoria Moore, and I'm an admission counselor at Olin College of Engineering. So Olin College of Engineering is a small undergraduate-only engineering college located in Needham, Massachusetts. So Needham is a really great place to go to school just because we're about 10 or 15 minutes outside of Boston, which, as you probably know, is kind of known as a college town, kind of this cultural hub. So it's really accessible both by train, car, and bus to get into Boston if you're looking to do some things like that on the weekend, and also really allows our students to get great internship opportunities and things like that. However, as you can see from this photo, we have that kind of traditional New England campus vibe feeling. So you really get the best of both worlds through our location in Needham, Massachusetts. So one of the kind of big things that makes Olin very different is that we are quite small. So we are 330 undergraduate students. That is in total, not per grade. So we actually have about anywhere between 80 and 90 students for each graduating class. However, even though we are small, I like to think we are mighty and still quite diverse. We have students hailing from 39 different states, 13 different countries. We always have a 50-50 gender split, so 50% female identifying students on campus since our founding. And we also have a range of students from racial, ethnic, and socioeconomic backgrounds. One of the other things that's really important to know about Olin is that we are an incredibly mission-driven institution. So really what it boils down to is our mission that we really want to train and inspire engineering innovators who are going to go out into the world and see engineering not just as the way to get the next iteration of the newest tech, but really engineering is the discipline and the gateway to really having the ability to change the world, to make a user group's life better, to make a person's life better. So that's embedded kind of both in our curriculum and in our community, this idea that we really want you to see engineering as this way of changing the world for the better. A little bit more specifically of what you benefit through our location. We're located even more specifically in Needham, Massachusetts, because we have a collaboration with two other nearby schools, Babson College, which is one of the best business schools in the country, and Wellesley College, which is a rigorous women's liberal arts college. We share a campus boundary. Babson, Wellesley is like 2 miles away. Because of this collaboration, our students can cross-register in courses at either institution, join their clubs, join their extracurriculars, their club sports, use their libraries, dining halls, etc. So really, it takes our small size, this BOW collaboration, which is what it's called, takes our really small size and makes us part of this much bigger community that our students really do take advantage of quite a bit. So a little bit more to dive deeper into our small size and kind of what the benefit of that is. We are purposely and intentionally that small. It's not because we couldn't get other, more students. We want to be that small because we really want to foster a learning, community and a learning kind of environment that is very peer-centric, is about co-creation, where you really know your peers on this kind of a personal and intimate level. Part of that has to do with the fact that our curriculum is incredibly project-based, which I'll mention in a second, but that kind of tight-knitness within our student community really kind of allows our students to take this project-based curriculum even further. In addition, what's really nice about our small size is also that accessibility to faculty. So our students really get close to faculty and specifically have the opportunity to do really high level, impactful research with faculty in their labs as early as their first semester of their first year. So if you're looking to really kind of get your hands dirty with research and, doing things that's not just kind of like rote lab work, not just like pipetting and being told what to do, but really having a say in how the research is done and directed, and really almost acting like a colleague and a peer with faculty and with other students. Olin could be a really good fit for you because that's, very common and something that really happens with our students throughout their 4 years at Olin. So really at the heart of who we are and honestly why we were founded in 1997, but we were founded in order to kind of take engineering education and turn it on its head so that the curriculum is much more rooted in teamwork, project-based learning, and practical applied skills. So instead of having a curriculum where different subjects are siloed and you're not really doing that applied work to the end of your undergraduate career, we really kind of throw our students into the metaphorical deep end where you're doing that kind of technical hands-on work the entire time, because that's why you want to be an engineer. That's what you're going to be doing once you enter the workforce. You're going to be kind of doing open-ended applications on diverse teams. So that is really how our curriculum is structured as well, where most of the classes you take are incredibly interdisciplinary. We actually don't have like a multivariable calc or differential equations standalone class, but these are folded into kind of these more multidisciplinary courses where you might be doing some physics and a lot of calculus in order to code for facial recognition software. So our courses are really meant to kind of combine different, almost units of what you're going to be learning in a way that is much more applied. Our students graduate with a portfolio of 20 to 30 projects. So really kind of the heart of what you're doing is projects rather than something like lectures. We still, though we are an engineering-only college, have a focus on design, arts, humanities, social sciences, and entrepreneurship, with really a focus on this design bit and entrepreneurship. We have 3 majors at Olin: mechanical engineering, electrical and computer engineering, and engineering with a concentration. Those concentrations are in design, computing, robotics, bioengineering, sustainability, and if nothing up there seems like you want to be, that's what you're interested in, really that self-design could be the major for you, and our students do a lot with that. So thank you for listening, and it's great to have you all today.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for getting us started, Olin College of Engineering. I know it's hard, those 6 minutes fly by, but you did a great job. We are going to move on now to the University of Virginia. Take it away whenever you are ready.
Wonderful. Hi, all. My name is Timothy Kimball, and I'm an admission counselor in the Office of Undergraduate Admission at the University of Virginia. For those of you who are unfamiliar, UVA is located in Charlottesville, Virginia, which is about 2 hours south of Washington, D.C. If you don't know what it looks like, this here is our campus. As you can see, it's nestled at the foothills of the Blue Ridge Mountains. We actually call our campus grounds. So what you're looking at now, all of these buildings are part of grounds. UVA has been around for over 200 years, but we've changed a lot since our founding. And today we are known as and are a 4-year public research institution. We have about 17,000 undergraduate students, which we consider to be kind of mid-sized for a state flagship institution. And as you can see, because we are a public school here in Virginia, the majority of our students are from Virginia, and that crops up in a couple of different places throughout our process, including to the types of students that we typically admit. Most of those are, as you can see, from Virginia. And I know that for a lot of students, that size can seem kind of daunting. And so we try our best to create a learning environment that's conducive to all kinds of learners, and that includes making classes as small as is possible. And you can see that in our student to faculty ratio, as well as the sizes that most of our classes are. As you can see, over half of our classes are 20 students or fewer. And there are a lot of numbers on this slide, but the one I always like to point out is our graduation rate. It's 95%. And that's, the highest among public universities in the United States. And I think that's because, one, we admit amazing, really driven, academically capable students. But I also think it's because we create an environment that is conducive to their success. So that might mean writing centers in our library to help adapt to the academic style of writing that we expect here at UVA. That can look like peer mentoring programs in the Office of African American Affairs or Multicultural Student Services. So we want to bring you here and set you up for success so that you leave with a diploma. And I think our graduation rate kind of speaks to that. UVA is actually an umbrella term for all of the different undergraduate and graduate schools that we have here in Charlottesville. And so incoming first year students have basically 5 options when they're initially applying to us. With one exception, students don't enter the university with a major. And we, as I've said before, are a public research institution, but we like to say that we have a liberal arts philosophy. And part of that builds in flexibility to the different curriculums that are available to our students. So the only major that students can apply to that I alluded to before is the one that you see on the bottom left there. That's kinesiology, which is the study of the human body and its movement. So students who are interested in physical or occupational therapy or sports medicine will often do that. But you'll also see here that most of our students are in the College of Arts and Sciences, which has the widest range of majors, from languages to the hard sciences to studio art. And you can also see that we have other options for students who maybe want to pursue engineering, the School of Engineering and Applied Sciences, or architecture or nursing. So those are the options that students initially have. You'll also see on the right there that there are some schools that students have access to once they're here actually at the university. So they'll spend their first couple of years usually in the College of Arts and Sciences, and then they might matriculate and apply to the McIntyre School of Commerce, for example, which is our #2 ranked undergraduate school of business, or the School of Education for students who are interested in teaching as a profession, or the Batten School of Leadership and Public Policy, or the School of Data Science. So all of these are options to students, even if not right away when coming to grounds. I wanted to really quickly throw up our application timeline. The main things that you should take away from this are that there are kind of 3 different deadlines for us. One is early decision, which is for students who know that UVA is their #1 option. And so if you apply early decision and you're admitted, that is a binding decision and you will be expected to enroll at UVA. We also have early action for students who maybe don't want to make that commitment, but they have their materials together early. They want to get notified a little earlier. That's early action, which is also an option for students. And then lastly, you'll see there, we have regular decision, which is for students who maybe needed to do a bit more research to see if UVA might be the right fit, the right community for them. Maybe they want us to see their grades so far in 12th grade. So those are the 3 options for deadlines that we have for incoming students. The last thing I want to talk about is financial aid, because I know that in the college admission process, that's really important. We are very fortunate in that we're one of 2 public schools in the US that are able to meet 100% of demonstrated need for all students, both in-state and out-of-state. And we're really proud of that. That commitment to that need-based aid allows us to read our applications need blind, which means that we don't know whether or not a student can pay for the university when we're making a decision to admit them. Now, I know that I can't cover a lot in 6 minutes, but I wanted to throw up our contact information. We always welcome students to call or email us. There's always someone on call at our office to talk through any questions that you have. So if you do have any of those, I highly encourage you to get in touch with us. Thanks for listening.
Great. Thank you so much, UVA. All right, we are going to move now to our next institution. As Williams College pulls up their presentation, I want to remind everyone that that Q&A function is live, so please get in those questions. All right, Williams College, we're ready when you are.
All right, thank you so much. And hello, everyone. So my name is Jillian Wood. I'm an assistant director in the admission office at Williams College, and just going to try and move through a couple things that are going to help maybe shape a little bit about what's distinct about Williams. So first of all, where are we? We're located in the northwest corner of Massachusetts, so right near the borders of Vermont and New York State. And you can see that we are a small size liberal arts college. We've got 22 undergraduates, but those 2,200 students are coming from all over the country and all over the world. And so they're really creating this sort of dynamic and close-knit campus community. Our community is really one that is really supportive and collaborative, not cutthroat or competitive. And part of that is facilitated through our small class sizes. Our average class size is 13 students in the classroom, our 7-to-1 student to faculty ratio. And so in those sort of small classes and in the ways that students know that they're going to very easily get to engage with their faculty, they don't feel that they need to, sort of beat out someone else in order to succeed. They're all really supporting one another and excited about each other's work, and excited to work closely with faculty. All of the classes that undergraduates are taking at Williams are taught by faculty. That's really why the professors come to Williams, because they're excited to work with students. So a little bit about this slide. So we have what are called divisional requirements. Essentially what this means is that students are required to take classes in each of these 3 areas. You can see that these areas are fairly broad. So on the one hand, you're not going to have to take specific classes. You get to choose within these areas, but it's going to push you a little bit. Maybe one of these is slightly outside of your comfort zone, and it's going to push you a little bit. But students actually find that these divisional requirements are in part how they ultimately shape what they want to do in terms of their majors, because they were sort of pushed to try some different things. I mentioned that our class sizes on the whole are small, but one uniquely small type of class that we are distinct in offering at Williams is called the Williams Tutorial, which is actually just 2 students and 1 professor. That is the whole class experience. The way a tutorial works is that it is a class that meets once a week. So these 2 students and professor, they're meeting once a week and really diving into the material that the students were reviewing ahead of that meeting. And so this means that the students are able to sort of take what they're noticing, what they're observing, and having that sort of drive the conversation here. And so students find that they really enjoy this opportunity. It's not a requirement at Williams, but it is something that students really ultimately find they want to do more of once they've taken one. I just want to touch briefly on, we are a small liberal arts college. Research is not in our title, and yet Williams is quite unique in that we offer a really broad spectrum of research opportunities throughout students' 4 years. And so they're working closely with faculty. We don't have graduate students. So that means that the undergraduates are working directly with faculty on their projects, whether it's in the lab, whether it's math research, whether it is women, gender, and sexuality studies research, really across the spectrum. And we offer, and all of our research opportunities are paid. So if you're doing research in the summer, we will pay you to do that research and house you to do that research. If you're doing it during the year as a research assistant, that's a paid position. So not only are they great opportunities for students, but they're all paid. And the last thing I want to make sure to touch on is how important affordability is at Williams. So we are need blind for all domestic applicants. We do meet 100% of financial need for all of our students, whether they are domestic or international. And you can see that over half of our students are receiving aid. One thing that's important to point out about our financial aid is that it is really sort of a wraparound aid. It's going beyond that sort of tuition, room and board cost, and And we're thinking about what are the other costs that you might even think of as hidden costs that come into play in college. So for example, every student who receives financial aid at Williams, all of their textbooks and materials for their classes are covered. So they don't have to worry about the cost of the textbooks for the classes they're interested in taking. That won't factor in. And so we also cover health insurance for students who need it, summer storage for students who need it. We have other emergency funds, say your glasses break and you need to replace them and you didn't anticipate that cost, we will cover that. So we really think of sort of all of the ways that affordability really comes into play in the college experience and how can we make sure that all of the opportunities at Williams are accessible. So hopefully that was helpful, but do feel free to reach out to me or my colleagues if you have any other questions. Thanks so much.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We appreciate it. And now we are going to move on to Milwaukee School of Engineering. Take it away whenever you are ready.
Hi, everybody. My name is Emma Phillips. I'm an admissions counselor here at the Milwaukee School of Engineering. Today, I'm just going to give you guys a brief overview of MSOE. There's a lot that I could talk about, but I have to keep it in this 6 minutes here. So I'll kind of talk about things at the end, how you can get more info, all that good stuff. So MSOE, we are a pretty small institution, about 2,800 students. We are a private university located right in downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Which is about an hour and a half north of Chicago, right on the lakeshore. There's tons of stuff to do. It's a beautiful location. We're a pretty unique school in terms of what we offer for programs. You'll see we have 15 majors, 13 minors. Most of our majors here are STEM focused. So engineering, it's in our name, E in MSOE, right? We also offer computer sciences, software engineering, nursing, and then business as well. So really kind of those STEM programs. The reason we offer all of those programs, our philosophy and the way that we teach is pretty unique. We are a very hands-on school. Most of what you're doing at MSOE is going to be in labs. That's how you get good at all of our majors. Building things, sometimes breaking things. You have to break things to learn sometimes, right? So that's a big focus in our curriculum and how we teach here. Because of that, something that's really important to us, you'll see on my slide there, we have a student to faculty ratio of 13:1. What that means, every 13 students, we have one faculty member. In all of those labs that I was talking about, in those hands-on environments, it's always the professor teaching here. So we don't allow grad assistants, we don't allow teaching assistants. Every single person in the front of your classroom is going to be your professor. We also require that all of our professors have 5 to 10 years of experience in the field before they come teach here at MSOE. So your nurses, your nursing professors, they've been nurses in the hospital or are currently nurses. Your mechanical engineering professor, maybe he was a materials engineer. So everything is a very applicable and a very hands-on education. You'll kind of see on that list there, average starting salary, graduate outcome rates, all of those good things. A few things that I do want to really mention, especially academic-wise here. All of the programs that I had mentioned are 4-year graduation guarantee. So that means mechanical engineering, you get in and out in 4 years here. The way we can do that, we are a direct admit institution. So what that means, any student that's accepted to MSOE, they're also accepted into the program of your choosing. So that means day one here, maybe you're in mechanical engineering, you start with intro to mechanical engineering. So you're going to be taking major classes all 4 years here, which is nice. You kind of get a little taste of it early. You get to figure out if you like your major or not. And you get 4 years in your program, which is great. So this is really just quick overview of academics at MSOE, which is something that I think is pretty important. Give me 1 second. Click the next one here. Awesome. So a little bit about other things that I think are unique to MSOE. You'll kind of see there, and I'm really kind of going to go through based on pictures. So just not always academics focused here. If you look in the top left corner, MSOE is an NCAA Division III varsity school. We have pretty much every varsity sport except football. So sorry if you play football. Instead, hockey is our Friday night aggression sport. So you'll see our hockey team right there. We offer 99 plus different clubs and orgs here on campus as well, ranging from Greek life to competition organizations, you'll see a photo for our Formula Hybrid team. They build, design, and race vehicles. We've got academic organizations. We have like a weirdly thriving unicycle club. So there's lots of really fun ways to get involved. Make sure that you're not just in classes all the time. You're having fun with your peers. You're getting to try new things. I had kind of mentioned in the previous slides as well. You'll see in that bottom photo, a big focus for us is that hands-on emphasis to education. Professors working with students, professors getting to know your name, professors knowing if you're in class or not, right? Pros and cons to all those things. So it's really just an important thing for us to have that hands-on professor-focused interaction. You'll kind of see on the bottom photo there, we are right downtown Milwaukee, Wisconsin, a beautiful city right on Lake Michigan. We have housing included for all of our students for tuition, room and board. That's all available for students. If anybody is watching the news or big basketball fans, I know we were just talking about this before we started, but the Milwaukee Bucks are in the finals right now. That's right in our hometown, actually a block away from our campus. So there's always something to be doing on campus. I won't touch on really the basics of financial aid today, but 100% of our students do receive financial aid. That is a bigger conversation though. So I would encourage you to check out our website if that's something that you're curious to learn more about. And I had kind of touched on it before, but these are all the majors that we have to offer here. Again, we're a pretty specific school. We want to be specific. We like to be specific. We want to be really good at what we do. So again, you'll see mostly engineering, nursing, computer science programs, all of those good things. And we've got it at the bottom again. We're a 4-year graduation guarantee institution. Now, again, this is just like a super basic overview of MSOE. I could talk to you for hours about MSOE. So what I would encourage you to do, I have some links on my page here if you're interested in doing a virtual visit. We are open for in-person visits as well. So if you just check out our website, msoe.edu, we've got lots of stuff on there for you. In the meantime, though, if you have any questions, put them in the chat. I'm happy to answer those, or I'm happy to reach out to you individually as well. Thanks so much, everybody.
Great. Well, thank you, Milwaukee School of Engineering. We are going to turn it over now to the University of St. Francis. As they pull up their presentation, I want to remind everyone that that Q&A function is live, so make sure you get your questions into our presenters. All right, it looks like you're all set, so I'll turn it over now.
All right, good evening, Chicago Scholars. My name is Alex Campos. I'm one of the undergraduate admissions counselors here at the University of St. Francis. I do have one of my awesome colleagues. She's actually behind the screens right now. She's actually answering all your questions, Yoreli Santillan. So if you have any questions, feel free, fire away in there. She'll answer those questions for you, okay? So again, welcome to St. Francis. We are a small school down in Joliet, Illinois. So we're 45 minutes to an hour southwest of Chicago. So we're not far away. We're pretty close. So this way, if you get homesick, you want some good cooking, you can go back home and you can see your family, okay? So on average, we only have 1,700 students. We are that small little campus, but with a big family vibe, right? Your average class size is 25 students or less. So your average, you're having that ability to talk to your professor, them getting to know who you are as a person, right? As you get into your major, you're looking at 14 students or less. When I was a student here at the university, I had a class with 5 students in it. One of the classes, our professor took us out to dinner and we had a discussion. And that was literally our entire class was over dinner. So that's the kind of care and love that these professors have for you as a student. They want to see you succeed. Now, we do offer 52 different undergraduate majors. We have a graduate program and a doctoral program. Our 5 biggest programs: nursing, education, our entire College of Business. So if you're looking to be an accountant, finance manager, your data analytics, anybody in that College of Business, you're going to be set up for success in there. Anything in our biology field, so pre-med, pre-PA, physical therapy, you name it, you'll be able to go through there. Our 5th biggest one is a kind of a toss-up. You know, it's our mathematics and computer science program. Those two have always been jostling with each other. Now, our 6th biggest program, what I feel is the gem and the hidden gem of the university, and that is our undecided program. The reason why is day one, when you start at St. Francis, you move right into your program. So you say you're an accounting major, you're going to take financial accounting. You're in DARA, so you're learning how to mix and make your own music, right? You're going to take your digital audio and recording arts class. So we want to make sure day one you're in your courses. You come in undecided, and that's okay. Everybody goes through that at some point. Am I in the right major? Am I doing what I'm supposed to be doing? You're able to test the waters in those different programs. So like I said, we're only about an hour to 45 minutes, really 45 minutes southwest from Chicago, but we all know Chicago traffic can get a little rough. So we like to say it's about an hour southwest, okay? So you can take the train. We are the last stop on the Metro line. So if you know to get to the red line where the White Sox play and get off at 35th, you hop that, get onto the Metro line right there, and you go south. And we're the last stop, and we will have a shuttle to come pick you up and bring you back to campus. So a couple things. We do have about 23 different academic programs and our athletic programs that you can be a part of. You will get both athletic and an academic scholarship because we are a part of the NAIA. So that's the unique part. Here at the university, you're a student first, then an athlete. It's never the other way around, right? We have had students go out and get scouted and all those things, but we want to make sure you have an education. That's the most important part. You need to have an education, so this way you have something to fall back on. And kind of like the other schools we're all saying, get involved while you're on campus. Right? Get involved, join those clubs, organizations. There's 47 different clubs and organizations that you can be a member of, ranging from ethnic. You can be a part of the club that I'm an advisor for, Unidos Vamos a Cansar, or UVA, right? That's our Latino club. You can go join international club. You can go snowboarding and go skiing, right? We have clubs that are more so major based, so like psychology, accounting, those kind of programs. And then you have like Tri Beta, which is our biology program, or honor societies. Okay, so there's different things that you can be a part of. Some are undergraduate research experience. So we do offer those research experiences for you. You can get paid to do it. I did that my junior year. I actually got paid by the university to go travel the South following a Civil War unit that came from Joliet. So it came from our own hometown. And the university paid myself and my good friend to go out and film this documentary. And kind of something unique with it too, that we will help make sure you get published. Give you a quick example. A good friend of mine, she followed minority voting, and what the political science like umbrella and the national organization actually asked her and our professor to go to Vegas and do a presentation in front of thousands of people. And that was something that the university helped pay for. And that's an awesome experience that you yourself can do because we had that small class sizes. Now, as far as the financial assistance go, 100% of our students are receiving financial aid. Regardless of status, regardless of your ability to pay, we will make sure that we help get you some type of financial aid. Okay, we are represented in 16 different countries. All right. Quick little outcomes, 98% of our students do have a job within 6 months in their career field. All right. If you have any questions whatsoever, again, you're always on the backside answering all your questions. If you have questions for me itself, we are going in person. Please feel free to reach out and I'll get ready to turn it over to Michigan, okay?
Fantastic. Thank you so much, University of St. Francis. Great presentation. All right, as you said, we are now heading over to the University of Michigan to close us out with this section. Take it away whenever you're ready.
Thank you so much, and good evening, Chicago Scholars. I'm so excited to see and talk with you all tonight. My name is Megan Lakatis, and I serve as the University of Michigan's Illinois Regional Admissions Recruitment Coordinator. I'm gonna go back just a couple pages on the slides so you can see the very beginning. Okay, so I'm really excited to see you all today and to be able to talk with you as you start your college search process. To introduce you to the University of Michigan, let's start by talking about the great city of Ann Arbor, Michigan, where we are located. Ann Arbor is that quintessential college town experience. It's located about 4.5 to 5 hours away from Chicagoland if you're driving, but it's very easy to take the train back and forth as well. It's also first important to recognize the history of Southeast Michigan by acknowledging that the University of Michigan resides on the ancestral, traditional, and contemporary lands of the Anishinaabe people. In 1817, the Ojibwe, Odawa, and Potawatomi nations made the largest single land transfer to the University of Michigan so that their children could be educated. We recognize the history of displacement of Native communities that facilitated the founding of the university, and we reaffirm Anishinaabe ties to this land, as well as the profound contributions of Native Americans to this institution. Beyond these words, we are proud to offer multiple resources for Native students on our campus, including the Michigan Native American tuition waiver. Today, Ann Arbor does provide that quintessential college town experience with over 300 different restaurants to explore, NCAA Big Ten athletic events to attend, and a variety of art and culture celebrations, all while being surrounded by Ann Arbor's really natural beauty, which you can see on the slide as well. Now, although our campus is 30,000 undergraduate students strong, we are considered a large campus community. We are actually one of the smaller institutions within the Big Ten. And while we are a public school within the state of Michigan, almost half of our undergraduate students actually hail from outside of the state or country. And that includes a lot of our students coming from Illinois. Each year we welcome students from all 50 states and over 100 different countries. Now, beyond geographic diversity, our students identify with a diversity of backgrounds, including races, religions, cultures, and educational interests. In fact, 14% of our students are the first in their family to attend college. 19% of our students are Pell eligible. 27% of our students self-identify as students of color, and 17% identify as part of the LGBTQ+ community. Valuing and supporting the diverse experiences of our students is really at the heart of the Michigan experience. At U of M, we acknowledge the active role our university must play in the conversation around addressing and combating racial and systemic injustices, and in forging a path toward positive change. Recognizing that U of M is still a majority white institution, we have an ongoing focus spearheaded by our DEI office on improving our climate of diversity to be supportive of all. We truly believe that this vibrant campus community, coupled with the opportunity to live and learn alongside your peers, will prepare you for a lifetime of living and learning alongside others to come. Now, when it comes to becoming a University of Michigan student, you will have the opportunity to pursue over 280 undergraduate degree programs, 70% of which are ranked in the top 10 nationally, and over 90% are ranked in the top 20. So whatever you are interested in studying, we're going to have really highly regarded opportunities available to you on campus. Many popular majors include pre-med and pre-law pathways, the College of Engineering, where we have 17 different majors located, the Ross Bachelor's of Business Administration degree program, nursing, musical theater, communication studies, political science, and so much more. Many students are also really pleasantly surprised to find that although we're a big school, our student to faculty ratio is just 15:1, and only about 7% of our classes have 100 or more students within them. Now, outside of the classroom, our students participate in a robust array of extracurricular activities, including over 1,600 different student-led organizations like the Michigan Daily, our student-run newspaper, Future Black Healthcare Professionals, Black CASA, Dance Marathon, Student Government, or Fraternity and Sorority Life. U of M is also recognized as the #1 public research institution in the US, and over 1,300 undergraduate students are engaged in research in all areas every year. That includes research on climate change, cancer vaccinations, immigration policy, concussion studies, and so much more. What you choose to get involved in, just like a lot of the schools tonight have talked about, communities that you choose to establish on your campus, that's what really brings your college experience to life. At the University of Michigan, we have several different university support services that I think are really important to bring your attention to. These include the Trotter Multicultural Center, which focuses on inclusive student leadership training to develop student leaders who focus and understand multiculturalism and social justice. The LS&A Comprehensive Studies Program, which oversees the Summer Bridge and CSP communities, which offer free academic advising and mentorship to our students. The Center, which works to enhance the campus climate and support services for LGBTQ+ students, staff, and faculty. And the U of M First Generation Student Gateway, which supports our students who do identify as the first in their family to go to college through mentorship, tutoring, and social activities. That's just a few to take a look at. There's a lot to get involved in. Community is really at the heart of the Michigan experience, though, and it stays with you well beyond your years on campus as you join one of the largest living alumni associations around the world. With over 630,000 living alumni, myself included, these connections and the people that you meet can really open up opportunities personally and professionally for your future. Now, to very quickly touch upon the application process, now that you're ready to go blue, it's important to know that U of M offers a holistic review of your entire application to really get to know you. And as your U of M admissions counselor, I will actually be one of the representatives to review your applications from Chicagoland. When we review your application, we consider your academic strengths and the rigor of your curriculum, one teacher's letter of recommendation, essays, really get to know the whole you. We can talk more about that, but most importantly, I wanted to make sure that you all receive my contact information so that you can reach out with any questions that you might have. We are still hosting the majority of our events virtually, but we do have on-campus tours that we recently launched. And I'll quickly just mention that we are offering a test flexible policy. You can apply to Michigan with or without test scores. I look forward to staying in touch with all of you. Have a wonderful night and go Blue.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, University of Michigan. And I want to thank all of our experts here who have presented about their campuses. We're going to take advantage of having these folks on the call with us for a few more minutes. I'm going to ask them all to join me on video here as we do a very brief round robin Q&A. While we're doing this, I'll also ask them to keep an eye on that Q&A because I know there's a few questions that have come in that everyone can respond to. All right, doing multiple things at once, let me share my screen and start us off, which is what advice would you give someone going through the college search process? We're going to go in the same order, so I'll ask Olin College of Engineering to start us off.
Hi, that's a great question. I think my advice would be to take advantage of the like range of opportunities and ways of connecting that the school offers to you and a way to get to know their community. So not just necessarily information sessions with admission counselors like me, but I would really suggest finding ways to also talk to faculty on campus to learn about research. And really, I think the most important thing is whenever possible, find ways to connect with students who are part of that community, because that's kind of the best way that you're gonna really get a sense of what that school is about and whether or not you think it's the best place for you to spend the next 4 years.
Perfect. Thank you so much. University of Virginia, what is your answer?
I think I would say to remain calm as the first thing. Like, it can be a very daunting process, the college admission process. But as you've seen over the course of this session here, there are lots of different types of communities for people. So thinking about what it is that you want in a college and then doing the research to make sure that not only the college is able to give to you, but that you can contribute to the college as well.
Fantastic. Thank you so much, UVA. Williams College, what's your advice?
Sure. So I would say one thing is to just focus on, to take some time to figure out what you're looking for. And that can take a lot of different forms. It doesn't mean that there's just one type of college for you. It could look like a lot of different things. But I think that helps you navigate some of these information sessions where you can do some of that testing of, does what they're describing sound interesting or exciting to me based on what I have a sense I'm already interested in? Because I know that it can also a lot of the times feel like you need to be things for a college, but actually the college is really about fitting what's going to work for you. So taking some of that time to think about that is helpful.
Great. Thank you so much, Williams College. MSOE, what is your advice?
I would say if it's possible, and I know it's not possible for everybody, but the schools that you're looking at, try to visit them. You can see a nice brochure and you can see whatever picture that I slap on my PowerPoint for you, but you're not going to know a school until you walk through the campus, walk down the street, maybe see kind of a dusty classroom. You have to get the whole picture of it. That's really how you're going to find that right fit. Just like all of my colleagues have been saying prior, it's really about the fit that's good for you. I'll let you in on a little secret. You're not going to make the wrong or a bad choice. Probably a lot of the schools that you're looking at and all the schools that are here today are good schools. You just have to find, again, the one that's right for you. So what I've seen is that really happens when students come to visit campus. If you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, this is amazing, I love it here, that's your fit then. So that's my advice.
Great. Thank you so much, MSOE. University of St. Francis, what is your advice?
I'm going to ditto everybody else. Really good advice. Definitely stay calm throughout the whole process. But in reality, really go in and visit campus. Like, that's really the number one thing. If you're able to go see what Go see what a large school looks like. Go see what a medium-sized school, and go see what a small school looks like. That's really the biggest thing. And see, how do you feel? Am I going to get lost in the shuffle, or is this too small? Are the teachers going to really know who I am? And now I have that accountability. Like, find out what you want to do and really kind of hone in on that part. And especially, you're going to change majors. I guarantee you're going to think about it at least once through your career, and that's okay. It's finding what's going to have that passion and what's going to support behind you.
Absolutely. When you mentioned changing majors, everyone kind of smiled. We know that's part of the process for first year students and entire undergrad career. All right, University of Michigan, this can be a hard one to go last on, but what advice do you have to close this question?
My advice is really to lean upon being a Chicago Scholar. This is an incredible community to be a part of, from your peers that you're going to get to know as you all go through the college application and search process together, but also the mentors within the organization, the staff, the leadership. Everyone wants to see you succeed. We all want to be a part of this process and to help you find the school that's going to support you academically, socially, financially, all of these different areas. So ask questions. Know that you have a team rooting for you, and good luck, everyone. Have fun with this too. You should be so proud of yourselves. You made it to this point in the college and educational process.
Absolutely. All right. Well, thank you all again. I certainly learned a lot. I hope everyone who joined us today also learned a lot and is, saving each of your institutions on their list to check out and learn more and maybe reach out after this event. I want to close us out here today by reminding everyone that this is one of many sessions taking place. We have another hour taking place immediately after this for you to learn about another set of institutions. So join those sessions taking place immediately after this, but then also tomorrow we have a whole nother day of events taking place. So jump in and learn about additional campuses tomorrow as well. Keep in mind that when you do close your window here, you're going to get a very quick 4-question survey. So any information that you can provide will allow us to make these events better for you in the future. And last but not least, I did put that link in the chat one more time. That's where you can find the recording of this session along with all of the others within about a week. strivescan.com/Chicago Scholars. Thank you, everyone. Enjoy the rest of your evening. Bye-bye now.